Good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine. I am your host this evening with special guest, best friend and mentor, Bonnie Worth. Darlene is off tonight visiting family. So Bonnie has graciously accepted our offer to host the show with me this evening. And Bonnie is a medium, has been a medium her entire life. She is an acclaimed author, inspiring speaker, and teacher. So Bonnie, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Julie. I'm really excited to be here with you this evening. I'm already feeling the vibes playing out, and probably even a half an hour before, I was just feeling the intensity of purpose. So I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to share the stage with you this evening.
Oh, that's perfect. We're so happy to have you on board with us.
Absolutely.
So tonight, Bonnie and I are going to talk a little bit about mediumship, what that means, what that looks like, some truths and some beliefs, and then some false beliefs about what all that is about. I know in the past, Darlene and I have kind of touched on beliefs just a little bit, but tonight we're going to dive more into that.
Yeah, and I'm excited. There's a really unhealthy consciousness that exists about mediumship, and so I love that we get to talk about truth here tonight. I think it's a really important conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Bonnie, do you want to go ahead and take it and just give us just a little insight into, your life and how you realized you were a medium and what you're doing now?
Absolutely. Thanks, Julie. As you said earlier, I've been a medium my whole entire life. I've been interacting with the heavens, so to speak, since the earliest of time that I can remember. What's so funny is when one of the things we think in terms of mediumship is that we're just talking to dead people. And I think that's a part of it, to understand that as a medium, not only was I interacting with spirit my whole entire life, but I was interacting with angels. I was speaking to higher powers and deities and all these beautiful beings that are supporting and loving us from what we know and understand as being the other side. I lived probably, the first part of my life really interacting until some of those beliefs started showing up for me. Beliefs that I was born into. I was raised in Catholicism, so there was a lot of beliefs that, the devil had a hold of me, or this was the work of the devil, or that mediumship is evil. There was all kinds of things in that capacity. But then there were also, as a small child, I remember my mom, I would say things to people, things that I wouldn't otherwise know. And my mom, loving me and wanting to protect me, would say, "Don't say those things, Bonnie. People are going to think you're crazy." So there were really mixed messages within it, because I grew up believing I was crazy, and the fact that I needed, my soul was lost to the devil. I mean, it was really big for a kid to handle. I never did fit in, and I think that's common for a lot of mediums. We do feel like we're on the outside. We're always we're the observers. We recognize we don't fit into our families, into our maybe our current jobs, or even our friends circles. Sometimes it's really hard for us to find our niche, and that was really apparent for me through my whole entire life. Where things really began to shift and change, one of the things I shut everything down. And I can't even say I successfully did that, because I ignored it. I ignored spirit. I denied that I was a medium. I pretended I wasn't. And I tried to conform and fit into what is normal or acceptable within society. And through that period of time, I became very depressed. I was suffering from anxiety, super low self-esteem. I had a lot of my past that was haunting me, not just spirit. And within it, really reaching a point of, wanting to die. I was like, I didn't want to be in my own skin anymore. I didn't want to be who I was. And so, within that, through a period of healing and overcoming, really began this journey to understand who I was, to heal my past. And as I did, I started to feel better. And as I started to feel better, spirit got louder and purpose showed up. So it really, I've been working professionally as a medium now for probably 8 or 9 years. In the beginning, I was doing a lot of one-on-one readings for people, validating life after death, and it's really progressed. I know what a lot of people refer to me so kindly and lovingly as being a medium's medium. I do a lot of mentoring. I facilitate a lot of retreats. I really help to people to heal some of those unhealthy beliefs that there are within the consciousness of medium, but also to step into their gifts and abilities. I believe we all have purpose, and there are no mistakes, and we certainly are. We're not mistakes in being born. There's nothing wrong with who we are. And so it's about discovering and tapping into really being our most authentic self in all aspects of life. And so that's kind of it in a real short little, I speak for an hour sometime just on the subject. So for me to put that into 5 minutes, I'm like high-fiving myself.
That's right. You did a really great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are going through the same thing that you went through, their religious beliefs, their family, all those things that people don't understand because it's not part of the norm. And so it really puts fear into people. And that's really what it is. It's all fear-based.
You know what, you bring up such a great point, Julie, because that's exactly it. There is so much fear around mediumship because it is a taboo subject. It's been taboo for so many, for a lot of years. I always say God bless the people who came before us, the people who made headway, the Sylvia Browns of the world who started speaking of spirit and connection long before you and I, are sitting down here today on the radio talking about this evening, because it really is, it can be a really tough journey, and finding acceptance for who we are is probably the ultimate of things. We get into, there's a lot of judgments. There's a lot of judgments that people put on us. And as you said, they're all fear-based.
Yeah, absolutely. And when people don't understand something and, they become fearful of it, they put fear into other people, and then that fear just continually grows.
Absolutely. And we have to keep in mind too that a lot of the belief systems, we're born into those belief systems. We're born in, as we said, into religions, and there's a whole belief system that constitutes within structure around that. There are society belief systems. As I said, there's a whole unhealthy consciousness in regards to it. But there's also, of course, what we carry forward from previous lifetimes. I mean, being a medium in this lifetime is only an indication that somewhere along the way, in all of the hundreds of lifetimes we've had, we've done this work before. And so a lot of those unhealthy belief systems are things that we carry forward with us as a karmic imprint, or something that we carry that's a part of a makeup deep inside of us. So there's a lot of different beliefs. There's those that we have at the core of our own self. There are those that we carry forward ancestrally, as well as what comes up, based on what we carry forward from, in our very long extended past.
Yeah, absolutely. You can have that feeling, oh, I'm not going to do this, because somewhere in the back of your mind, you're saying, I remember what happened last time I did this, even though you really don't remember what happened last time. Yeah. Your soul does, your energy does. And so it stops a lot of people in their tracks.
Absolutely. That's where a lot of people will be on a journey, stepping into their gifts and starting to do this work, whether professionally or even just on a personal basis. And then there will be those beliefs that come up, those things that have carried forward, those little reminders, like you said, you've been here before, you've done this before, and remember what happened? I'm really glad to be alive in this day and age. I mean, we don't have to be worried about taken into town square and burned at the stake, or, hung, all of those things that used to play out for people like you and I coming forward and saying, hey, I've got this gift, and Spirit is speaking clearly, to us. And I love that it's becoming almost a new norm. I truly, one of my biggest belief is, I believe that there should be a medium on every street corner, just like you see hairdressers. I think there are so many wounded and hurting and grieving people in the world that a medium really needs to be so much more accessible for the general public. Compassionate healers. And I'll tell you, our world needs more compassion.
Yeah, you're right. And if you live here in the States, I don't know if I said Bonnie is from Canada, but if you live here in the States, there's a Starbucks on every corner.
Right.
At least in the Northwest. But I agree with you. I think, and you are doing such a beautiful job of bringing people into this and mentoring them, training them, helping them to discover themselves so that we can be on every single street corner helping people.
Well, thank you, Julie. It's one of the things I feel passionate about, and it really has been. It's funny how things unfold. As I said, I started doing one-on-one readings, and as that began, more and more of my clients that were coming forward were revealing to me for the very first time that they have this gift as well, and they didn't know what to do about it. So it became a real organic unfolding of being in a place to do this. But I want to raise the consciousness about mediumship. I want to shift it so that it becomes a new kind of normal, that it becomes much more acceptable and understood than it maybe ever has before. And that's what I love about shows like what we're doing here tonight. It's another opportunity to bring some awareness to a really phenomenal modality.
Right, absolutely. And I just want to take a moment because there's all different modalities. Like you said, there's mediumship, there's psychic abilities, there's intuitiveness, there's all these different things. Do you want to touch on a little bit about some of those differences between those?
Well, I think probably one of the biggest things is that we're all psychic, and I think that's a really important thing. Obviously, there are some people who are incredibly psychic, that they've really developed and nurtured and worked with their ability. We look at the very basic of what psychic is, and it's that gut instinct. We all have that internal guidance system. We all get that little knowing or that little nudge inside of us, something doesn't feel right. That's an indication of a psychic ability. Obviously, as I said, we begin to grow and develop and work within in terms of within that ability. There's a big difference in terms of what it means to be psychic and what it means to be a medium. Not every psychic is a medium. However, they can wake up to it. Like everything, they don't even have to be psychic to do it. It's a conscious choice. I mean, look at the power that we have within conscious choice. We are a medium from the moment that we really choose to be, because we can invite that experience. We're such powerful creators. And so within that, psychics really are within perception. They're able to perceive things very clearly, perceiving past, perceiving situations in people's lives, perceiving future, and they're phenomenal at what they're able to bring through. The difference in terms of mediumship is that mediumship is we receive. There is a direct communication of receiving, like being on a telephone call with spirit, of hearing, of seeing, of feeling, and we are receivers. And not every psychic is a medium, but every medium is psychic, because it's almost like those abilities become amplified and turned on high the moment we start engaging with spirit. So there is a little bit of a difference there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. My whole body is just vibrating.
I know, me too. Like I said to you, we're two little Geminis, and let's get on the air and talk. I mean, let's use our air element and talk about something we're both passionate about, right?
Exactly. Absolutely. Are you ready to take a caller?
Absolutely. I love that idea. That sounds fun.
Great. Well, we have Kim in Flint, Michigan. Hi, Kim. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Kim.
Hi.
What can we help you with tonight?
I'm trying to find out how my son's health is going to be. He fell in January and broke his back in 4 places.
You said he broke his back in 4 places?
Yes.
I'll tell you, even before you said he broke his back, I was feeling a lot of pressure and pain within around my waist, moving up into my rib cages as well. I'm not really seeing in terms of being able to give you a diagnosis, because I certainly do not diagnose. I don't when it comes to health and things like that, I'm very, very aware of kind of guiding. But what I will tell you is that there will be some recovery here. So there does look like he is able to start to get some movement. There may also be within it, some difficulties and challenges that are going to arise and come up. But what's so important to know is that, it's a new way of life, a new way of appreciation, a new way of connection and bringing you together as a family. So there's a lot of miracles that are going to be taking place in here. I want to really encourage you to not buy into the diagnoses because that's a big part of it. We get into a diagnosis from doctors. They're talking based on experiences. And so it's really important for you to hear what they have to say, but really to begin to turn that around, to put it into the miracle mindset here, because there are a lot of miracles that are going to play out for your son. Obviously, it's challenging, it's difficult. I can't even imagine as a mother. I'm a mother, I have 3 kids of my own, and I can't even imagine how difficult that this is for you to sit back and witness. But you need to know that he is completely surrounded. I see such an entourage of angels and support helping in his healing and also helping in terms of comfort for you as well. So just again, keep that miracle mindset. Don't buy into the diagnoses because he is going to have some movement. He's got a long road of recovery here, but guess what? He's going to be way better than what maybe the doctors are saying.
Yeah, I'm worried about the medications that he's on, the addiction part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am. Yeah. I'm feeling that too.
I'm feeling that too. I think that's something that you're going to have to really watch. I think that is something that he could easily go down that path. So if you can find some other ways or find some other means of relief, I think that is going to be a better way. Or if you have to be on those medications, start start going off of them and trying other types of other things, of other modalities.
Yeah, I'm really picking up on that too, Julie. I really see some naturopathic therapy here for him as well. So consulting a naturopathic, working within some really organic and health things in order to help his body to heal, as well as looking at some other modalities, whether it be in terms of Reiki sessions, things like that, to help move the energy, because I feel like there's a lot of block or stuck energy there as well. So that's going to actually help him immensely in terms of recovery, and then there won't be the necessity there. He still may require some medications in order to help ease things, but the dosages will not need to be as extreme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling acupuncture too. Could really, acupuncture.
Yeah, I feel like I just see so much. I would say that it looks like a combination therapy. It looks like therapies, Eastern and Western medicines coming together for him. And I think that really is a part of the story of the miracle that plays out here for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're so very welcome. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Kim. Melissa in Derby, Vermont, you are on with Your Time to Shine.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So I have a question about a man in my life. And I'm wondering just clarity on what the intentions are of him, what things look like in regards to our connections to each other, and what would things look like, I guess.
Well, first off, I need to tell you about this relationship. What I see immediately is that you guys are a really compatible soulmate, that you have been together in many other lifetimes. And it feels as if, again, it's like you found each other in this lifetime. And that is what's really, there's so much. I want to say that immediately you start asking about, I need to ask about this man. I'm feeling this really yummy, delicious energy that's beginning to play up here. And so there really is a connection here. And it's one that comes forward from many lifetimes. I want to say that you guys get it right in this lifetime. This is a much healthier relationship than what you've ever had in any other lifetime. There's a lot of insecurity around him, a lot of things. I feel as if he's been wounded and hurt in his past, as you have as well. So both of you are really kind of moving forward very carefully within this relationship. But just to, I want to say, be gentle with the unfolding here. But I see a really great harmonic balance. I'm seeing the two of you coming together And I want to say there's a great friendship that is here. And that's what's so exciting about this, is that there is such a foundation of partnership, of friendship, and that you're bringing forward from other lifetimes. And within it, it's just like, wow, you guys truly get it right. And because there's the friend, the foundation of love is very solid. And I want to say this is a really healthy relationship. I want to say, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to fall. Give yourself permission, and I say fall, to fall forward into it. Give yourself permission to enjoy it, and not worry about how long it'll last. Don't worry about what the future is going to hold. Just really indulge, because this is a really magnetic connection. This one is, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Okay. In the past, I've struggled with always wondering, well, am I settling? And we've had past history in this lifetime already. And I've made choices, and I've hurt him, and he's hurt me. And so I'm like worried about myself. Am I going to be able to not hurt him again?
Well, I want to tell you that in every relationship there are challenges, that there is growth, and there are things that we recognize. And I see that in terms of the wounds that you guys have created within each other. You're different people now. You're not the same in sense of how you respond or how you reacted within those situations, that you're not, and I don't like using the word mature, because it's, I feel like it ages all of us, and I think we have so much vitality, but there's a maturity to both of you now, in terms of what it is that you want or you're asking for within the relationship. And so because of that, there are going to be times, you might hurt each other sometimes, but I want to say that nothing is unforgivable between the two of you, that you're able to really repair, to move forward. So again, I feel this huge push, fall forward into this. Give yourself permission to give it a chance.
Okay. And then I am working in a new area of a passion of mine for changing the world, one student at a time. And I just found out about new programming. Is that the direction in which I need to continue going in? Because funding financially is a question of how that's going to come about.
Wow, Julie and I are sitting here, we're both nodding. I'm waiting. We're seeing who's going to reply here.
Well, I feel like that. I mean, I can see spirit and everybody like in the background cheering and saying, "Yay, go for it!" As far as the funding, I feel like it will just come. It will just be there when you need it to be there. So I would say, don't worry about where it's going to come. It's going to come, because I feel like you're doing your passion, you're doing your life's work, and your path. And when we are doing that, like Bonnie has said, when we're on path, everything just comes, and it just works.
Okay.
I want to ask you, Melissa,
one other question that I have is regarding another man. He's an ex of mine, and trying to get him out of my life. And I'm struggling with getting him out of my life. Any guidance or advice that the universe and guides want me to know how to handle this, or what I need to be aware of?
I think it's important for you to know that you're stronger than you think you are. I feel like there was a lot of maybe feeling disempowered within this relationship in the past, and almost maybe fear of being manipulated or in some way. But a huge reminder that you're stronger than all of it. It really is. I'm glad you're going to make this choice. I was just about to ask you, when you started asking your questions, I wanted to ask you, can we talk about the other man? Because I was really seeing this as being a relationship that needed to be let go of. One of the greatest things that you can do is really shift it into gratitude. And I know it sounds really, really hard when we look at difficult relationships and difficult situations. But if you can find gratitude for what you discovered about yourself from in the relationship, I'm grateful for the fact that I now understand what it means to be fully loved and accepted, right? When we have somebody who's not loving and accepting us, we get a really big lesson, on what love really is about. So really turning around for yourself and really start to speak a new story of gratitude around this relationship. And it's almost like that shift and change within the energy that you're putting forward. He falls away. It doesn't even look like you have to do much more other than shift your attention and focus into a story of one of appreciation. It raises your energy field. And as a result, it's like he can't find you as a result. It naturally takes care of itself.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a law of attraction, and everyone comes into your life for lessons to teach you, just as you're a teacher for them.
Yeah, so really work within the gratitude of what those lessons, what you've discovered. I mean, because of that relationship, you've discovered that you are a strong person. Because of that relationship, you've discovered what love really is. You understand what kindness is. So really, work within that capacity, Melissa. And I'll tell you, girl, you're I want to say, get excited and redirect your focus on the love that is trying to knock at your door and step in, because that is a really beautiful relationship for you.
All right. And then my last question I have is, my parents have a house, and they have asked me if I would take over the payments for them after they refinance. And do you see that happening?
No.
No, I'm not seeing that either, hon. It feels like it feels like a timing thing for you, and a little bit more than maybe what you're able to take on right now within financially for yourself. I feel almost like I want to suffocate, or it feels very heavy for me, and I feel it would be very heavy for you in terms of responsibility at this time in your life.